chapter 13, and we'll begin reading at verse 1. Revelation 13, and we'll begin at verse 1. 13 and 1. Go ahead and read.
And I stood upon the sand of the sea,
Uh-huh.
and saw a beast rise up out of the sea,
Go ahead.
having 7 heads and 10 horns.
Now, who is this beast that he saw rise up out of the sea? Wrong. Go ahead and read.
And upon his horns 10 crowns.
He's saying upon the horn 10 crowns. Go ahead and read.
And upon his heads the name of blasphemy.
And then upon his head the name of blasphemy. Go ahead and read.
And the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard,
Uh-huh.
and his feet were as the feet of a bear,
Go ahead.
and his mouth as the mouth of a lion.
Now, where did he get his authority from then? Go ahead and read.
And the dragon
And
gave
who is
him,
the dragon?
That's
That
Satan,
is the
the
devil, isn't
That's
it?
right.
And the dragon did what? Go ahead and read.
Gave him his power and his seat and great authority.
He is the one that is ultimately behind this counterfeit religion here. He said the dragon gave him his power and his seat and his great authority. Yeah, he is the one that is really responsible. But he's using the Catholic Church. Let's go now, skip down to verse 4. Go ahead and read.
And they worshiped the dragon,
Uh-huh.
which gave power unto the beast.
Go ahead.
And they worshiped the beast.
Now, when you worship the beast, then you're worshiping the dragon. Because the dragon is the one that gave him his power and his seat and his great authority. Go ahead and read on.
Saying, who is like unto the beast,
Uh-huh.
who is able to make war with him?
Go ahead and read.
And there was given unto him a mouth speaking great things
Go ahead.
and blasphemies. And
That
power.
was given unto him a mouth speaking what? The
Great
same one that we read about in Daniel 7th chapter then, isn't it? That was given unto him a mouth speaking great thing and blasphemy. What is blasphemy? I mean when you speak out against God, isn't it? What, ain't that what are you doing? You know, Jesus said, I'm going to be in the grave 3 days and 3 nights. Didn't Jesus say that?
Yep.
You say, oh, no, you lying, man. You going to only be in there from Good Friday to Sunday morning. In other words, we are talking about you going to be in there at best a day and a half. But Jesus said 3 days and 3 nights then,
That's
didn't he?
right.
So now if you say a day and a half, then what is that? Isn't that blasphemy?
That's right.
You done spoke out against God. Now you said, look, the Lord is lying. You gonna be, he said 3 days and 3 nights. No, you're gonna be in there a day and a half. The Lord lied again when he said the 7th day is the Sabbath day. You said no, the first day is the Sabbath.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't that blasphemy?
It's blasphemy.
Go ahead and read.
He said, and power was given him to continue 40 and 2 months.
Go ahead.
And he opened his mouth in blasphemy
Uh-huh.
against God.
Now he opened his mouth, and we see he did open his mouth, and he blasphemed against God. Go ahead and read.
To blaspheme his name
Uh-huh.
and his tabernacle and them that dwell in heaven.
Now let's go to Leviticus chapter 21, and we'll pick it up at verse 6. We getting there, y'all. You don't have much longer. Leviticus 21, and we'll begin reading at verse 6. 21 and 6. 21 and 6. Okay, go ahead and read.
They shall be holy unto their
Now he's
God.
talking about the priests here, and he says this is when the Lord established the priesthood. Now he's saying they shall be holy unto the Lord. Go ahead and read.
And not profane the name of their God.
Go ahead.
For the offering of the Lord made by fire and the bread of their God they do offer. Therefore they shall be holy.
Go ahead.
They shall not take a wife that is a whore or profane, neither shall they take a woman put away from her husband, for he is holy unto his God.
Now he didn't say they shall be celibate, did he?
Nope.
He said, now if he just a regular priest, then he had to have he didn't say he couldn't have no wife. But he said take a wife, a certain kind of woman, in other words.
Right.
Now skip down. Now he's gonna tell you about the high priest here. Skip down to verse 13. Go ahead and read.
And he shall take a wife in her virginity,
Uh-huh.
a widow or a divorced woman or profane or a harlot.
Uh-huh.
These shall he not take,
Uh-huh.
but he shall take a virgin of his own people to wife.
Now, he didn't say he couldn't take a wife. These are the priests that we are reading about here. He didn't say for the regular priest not to take a wife. Neither did he say for the high priest not to take a wife, right? He just had to take a certain kind of wife. Let's go over to 1 Timothy chapter 4, and we'll begin reading that verse 1. 1 Timothy 4 and verse 1. Tell you whose doctrine this is. So, We understand where he got his power, seat, great authority from, right?
That's right.
Where he got his teaching from. He got it from Satan. That's where he got it from. And then when you come up with a doctrine saying that a priest is not supposed to have a wife, I'm going to show you what doctrine you're dealing with. First Timothy, chapter 4, and began reading at verse 1. 4 and 1. Go ahead and read.
Now the Spirit speaketh expressly that in the latter time some shall depart from the faith.
This ain't got nothing to do with no dietary law. They like to run here and try to get around the dietary law. This ain't got nothing to do with no dietary law here. What he's telling you here, that the Spirit speaketh expressly that in the latter time some shall depart from the faith. This is what they'll be doing. Go ahead and read.
Giving heed to seducing spirits and doctrines of devils.
Not giving heed to the word of God, but they will be giving heed to seducing spirits and doctrines of devils. That is what you're dealing with. Look what they'll be doing. Go ahead and read.
Speaking lies and hypocrisy.
Go ahead.
Having their conscience seared with a hot iron.
Go ahead.
Forbidding to marry. And commanding to abstain from meats.
Did God ever forbid to marry? He ain't never forbid to marry, did he? He didn't even forbid the priest to marry, did he? You know he didn't just forbid regular man to marry. But now, he said here, these people going to be dealing with seducing spirits and doctrines of devils, forbid to marry, and commanded to abstain from meat. Did God ever command to abstain from meat? He commanded to abstain from certain meat, but he never said abstain from meat, period, did he? He said from certain meat. This meat here is clean, eat that. This meat here is unclean, don't eat that. But he never said don't eat meat on no day, Friday or no other day. Go ahead and read.
He said, which God have created to be received with thanksgiving of them which believe and know the truth.
Now, we're not going any further with that. Let's go now and read. We got one other thing from history here to read. Then we got a few more scriptures, and you out of here. We are reading again from the religions of the world. And this time we are reading, well, I was going to start on page 292, but y'all got time. Y'all ain't going nowhere. We might well read a little bit of this too. We're going to start reading on page 291. Just read a little bit, 290. Read a little bit of the doctrine that they teach. Start reading there, and then go on down. You got time. You ain't going nowhere. Go ahead and read.
Veneration of saints. The veneration of saints is a prominent element in Catholic religion. One arrives at the status of sainthood through the stages of beautification.
Now, in other words, he's talking about how you become a saint in the doctrine of the Catholic Church. Go ahead and read.
And canonization after death.
Go ahead.
A process that may require several years. A saint is one who has demonstrated his qualifications, first by a holy life, second by his ability to perform miracles. Examinations of a rigorous character are made by the Congregation of Rites. Since 993, when the first solemn canonization occurred, a vast number of persons have received this honor.
Now he's talking about how the Catholics determine whether you're going to be a saint or not. Go ahead and read.
Such persons received a feast day. Their relics.
If you declare a saint, then you get a feast day. If you St. Bill, then there's a Bill feast day. Oh, well. Go ahead and read.
Their relics are publicly venerated. Churches and altars are dedicated to them, and their statues and pictures are displayed.
Now, you even get a church named after you and an altar named after you, and then they put your picture up. Go ahead and read.
The Virgin Mother of Christ is the most important of all the saints, according to Catholic doctrine. She became the mother of Christ by means of a virgin birth, as related in the Gospels of Matthew and Luke.
Now, that's true. Go ahead.
The dogma of the Immaculate Conception, proclaimed by Pope Pius IX in 1854,
Go ahead.
affirms that the Virgin Mother herself was conceived in the womb of her own mother, Anna, without sin.
You can't read that nowhere in the Bible. You understand? That's why I read this stuff to you. This is what they teach. You understand what I'm saying? Now, when she was born, that was supposed